This is Earl Amin with the 2020 Foresight Podcast, where CEOs of small to global companies share their insights. It is 6 questions in 9 minutes because top CEOs know how to listen and be concise. So let's get to it. First of all, welcome. And in just a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you so much for having me, Earl. My name is Taryn Lipschitz, and I am the CEO of a consultancy company called FSQ Consulting, which stands for Forget Status Quo. And what we really do is we help business owners become business leaders through supporting them in development of their core. And for us, core isn't just the core of their business, but core is culture, operations, reporting, and execution.
Very good. Well, tell me, Taryn, what's the best thing about being the CEO of your company?
For me, the best thing is actually surrounding myself with this really phenomenal team who are all experts in what they do. They come with years of experience, and every single day I feel like they push me to be better and be smarter, and I learn from them. So it's really inspiring to have that team surrounding me and then be able to return that to them and inspire them and leading them in the vision of where they want to go professionally with their achievements.
Very good. Good answer. Now, I'm sure throughout your career, certainly it's true for myself, I encounter CEOs that say that leading their team or leading a team and being able to see the road ahead, the turns in the road ahead can be a challenge. What are your thoughts?
It's a great question, Earl. And before I became the CEO of this company, I worked at a lot of different companies and was able to see how different CEOs and teams and managers were able to lead their teams and inspire them. And I think the big thing for me is, as a company, if you're able to establish a really strong culture and understand what your vision, mission, purpose, and values are, you can really bring together the team. So if you are facing something that you have to pivot or you need to, your company is being challenged, you're able to work together because you know what the vision of the company is. And even though that means you have to make changes now, you still know as a team where you want to go. And I think the other thing as a CEO is being vulnerable and having the open conversations with your team and saying, I don't have all the answers. Let's work together and come up with them. And really building that trust and transparency in the company.
Another good answer. Well, tell me, Taryn, what specific piece of insight do you want to share with other CEOs?
I think the big thing is really, having a clear vision, like we mentioned, even as a company, but personally, when you have that culture and you really understand what it is that you're trying to build, I think the best thing too is taking a step back and really taking the time to to know your employees, really understanding who they are from a values perspective, what entertains them and is important to them personally, where they want to go professionally, and really building that relationship. Because if they never see you or you're just this person who pops in and out, it's really hard to inspire them or build their trust or get them to rally together to build something bigger. So for me, it's really taking the time to meet with your team, get to know your team, and not just in a professional setting, but take time outside of the office and do something fun that really builds that camaraderie and builds that team together and have those shared experiences. And then the other thing that's always really important is celebrating the small wins. So I think a lot of companies, they have these big wins and they get really excited, but there's so many things along the way that you need to celebrate. And I would compare that to running a marathon. I just got back into running, and the hardest part is actually the weekly runs. Like, you're running 3 times a week or 4 times a week, and those really tough runs. And if you can celebrate those small little runs, well, by the time you get to the marathon, it's something great to celebrate, but you've celebrated how you got there.
Very good. Very good. Well, tell me, I'm sure you have contemporaries, other CEOs who are successful like yourself. Which of those would you like to here and now acknowledge or give a shout out to and should be on my podcast?
That's a great question, Earl, and it's hard to sort of limit it because I do know so many great people who are doing incredible things. There's 2 that immediately come to mind. One is Heath Esslinger, who is the CEO of A Better Way Athletics, and they're really working to change the sport experience by involving parents and educating parents in their engagement in the process. And the second, still in the sports space, but keeping the theme, is Owen McBride, who is 20 years old. He is in Vancouver, and he has started his own private coaching company called Private Coaching Co. And he really works to put the fun in fundamentals so that kids enjoy sports, have a great experience, and they build their confidence and competence so that they stay active for life. And for me, this is really important because having people who are really active ensures that they have a really active and healthy mind, which then helps them be active and healthier humans in society and building really strong communities. So I think it's really important to make sure that we're really building strong experiences and making sure people build that confidence in themselves, whether it's on or off the field.
Excellent. So, Taryn, now for the final question. How do you celebrate a win?
That's a great question, Earl. I think for me, it's really, as a team, we have a couple different ways. Every meeting, we start off with good news stories, and it may take 5 minutes, it may take 10 minutes, but it's that daily or weekly reminder of good things happen throughout the week, and they might not be a huge one, but there's something small. So we start every single meeting like that. And then the other one, which I know you've had Stan Peak on before, who alluded to this, but when we do have something bigger that we celebrate, we have a toast, we have a drink. And I think for me, it's also besides the good news stories and besides, celebrating with a drink, it's having that face-to-face or FaceTime meeting with someone and just saying, hey, I just saw this happen. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for what you've done, and really make it about the team and the company and the bigger picture and the individual. So it's just those daily little things that I think really go a long way.
Outstanding. Taryn, it's been a pleasure having you on today. Tell me, how can people find you?
Great. Well, I'd love to connect with people and discuss how we can support, personally, professionally, where they want to go in life. I am Taryn Lipschitz. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can also find me at getsuccessfaster.com for FSQ Consulting. And I look forward to connecting with hopefully many other career-driven, value-based businesses.
Outstanding, and I'm sure you will. This is Earl Amin with the 2024 Site Podcast. For more insights, go to LinkedIn and search for The Gray Owl Company. Taryn, thank you so very much.
Thanks for having me, Earl.